What is up? What it do? Man, I'm exhausted. Over the past weekend, I went to Austin, Texas. I went then from Austin. I left Austin, went to Dallas for like a day. From Dallas, went to Arlington from Dallas, which is like a 45-minute drive. Went to Arlington, left from Arlington, came back, went back to Houston. Man, I'm exhausted. I've been driving all weekend. I'm tired. Had long nights the entire weekend. It was crazy. But without further ado, we got some new NBA news. Nothing new that we haven't already known, but we know what happened with the Kevin Durant and the meeting and everything. I want to talk a little bit about player empowerment because I get this bad reputation amongst my friends, amongst my circle of people that think I'm pro player to the detriment. Like I'm just pro player and I don't have any common sense. No, I've always said I'm pro player when it makes sense. If it adds up, if 1 + 1 = 2, I'm pro player empowerment. I'm pro player movement if it makes sense. I don't like situations like Kevin Durant going to Golden State. But in an event that it makes sense, I'm okay. Had no issues with him going to Brooklyn. None. Zero. I don't like what Kevin Durant is doing. A story broke today where Shams reported that Kevin Durant had a meeting with Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, and told the Brooklyn Nets basically like, hey, look, I still want to be traded. But if I'm going to be here, Sean Marks, who's the Nets general manager, and Steve Nash, the head coach, has to go. And he also reported that he didn't really like the direction that the team was headed in. And that confused me. That really, really confused me because Kevin Durant picked everything that has gone on in Brooklyn since Kevin Durant has gotten there has been because of Kevin Durant. Like in one way or another, it's been because of Kevin Durant. And if we're going to give guys on other teams flack for them doing like making moves within the organization and having this player come here or that player come here or that coach or this GM, if we're going to have this thing going on, we have to also hold these players accountable when it fails. If we give them praise when they succeed, we got to talk about it when they fail. And I don't understand. Kevin Durant, one of the reasons that he said he wants to go there was because he said he loved the Nets culture. He loved the head coach, Kenny Atkinson. We all know what happened with Brooklyn when they traded all their assets to Boston, and they were a mess. We all know they had Chase Budinger starting and another guy starting. It was a mess. They had no picks, but they rebuilt. They traded for D'Angelo Russell. They got Karis LeVert. They got Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Joe Harris. They got Jared Allen. They actually built up their culture, and they had a winning culture. They had an actual winning culture. And Kevin Durant went there because of that. Well, that was what he said. I went there because of that. They were going to drop Kevin Durant and drop Kyrie Irving into Brooklyn, and that was going to be the championship team. And what happened when they got there? Oh, Kenny Atkinson, we don't need a coach. Get him out of here. Let's bring in Steve Nash, who was a shooters coach in Golden State. Let's bring him here, right? He's the head coach now. No experience at all. He's the head coach, right? So now we want to bring in DeAndre Jordan because we played with him in the Olympics. We got a good relationship. We're going to move Jared Allen to the bench. We're going to give DeAndre Jordan $20 million a year, have him start, obviously not be as good as Jared Allen, not be as young, not be as injury-free, and then we're going to blame him. We know that DeAndre Jordan is not it in 2017, 2018, whatever year, right? So then what happens next? They trade Karis LeVert. They trade Jared Allen to Cleveland and to Indiana, send all of their picks and their draft stocks to Houston and their draft capital to Houston unprotected for James Harden. James Harden goes there. They could have won a championship the first year. Injuries got in the way. Blah, blah, blah. We know the story. Year 2, vaccine mandate. Kyrie doesn't want to get the vaccine. Nets and the Nets players and the Nets ownership and front office get together and say, well, Kyrie got to sit. James Harden's not playing the way James Harden's supposed to play. They have to bring Kyrie Irving back because they're struggling. Kevin Durant hurts his MCL. He misses games. It's a mess. Now they get swept in the first round. They go home. Kevin Durant wants to trade. He doesn't like the future of where the team is headed. Kevin Durant, you created that future. You had them trade the assets for James Harden. You had them trade quality players in Karis LeVert and Jared Allen, who were homegrown, for James Harden. You didn't keep the relationship going with Dinwiddie, who was a great sixth man, for James Harden. All of these things happen because of you, Kevin Durant. You are the leader. This is where player empowerment irritates me. You cannot go to the front office when you've made decision after decision after decision as the player for that team and then say, I don't like the direction that the team is going. Bro, you made the moves. You made the moves. I don't get it. I don't understand. That's all I had to go. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Red Nation Blogger back. Very exhausted again. Thank you for watching. As always, like and subscribe. I'm out.